Welcome back to Clubhouse Chronicles, the place where the central Illinois music scene gets loud, proud, and unfiltered. I'm Twitt, your host with the most, ready to spin you the stories, the sounds, and the struggles behind the bands making waves right here in your backyard. Clubhouse Chronicles is the official podcast of Broken Record Music Club, your favorite independent record label, bringing you music for whatever you are going through. With that, let's buckle on up because this isn't just a podcast. It's your front row ticket to the heart of your indie music scene. Today, we have a really amazing guest, and I'm really excited to have her on. I got the chance to hear her set at the Canopy Club a couple of weeks ago, and it was super killer. Like, I really liked the music that was out already, but hearing it all put together live really did something to me. So I'm really excited to sit here and talk with her. She just also announced the release of her upcoming EP, Confessions. You know her, you love her. I'm talking about the amazing Sierra Sikora. Welcome to the Clubhouse, Sierra.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It was really funny when I was at the Canopy Club and you guys were getting set to go up on stage, and Angelo and Jameer.
Yeah.
We had them on the podcast with Lackadays, and they saw me and recognized me. And they introduced me to you, and I was like so excited to get introduced to you, for one, because I've heard so much about you, and Angelo and Jameer talked so highly about you off camera for our interview.
That's so nice.
but shout out to Angelo and Jameer
shout out Angelo and Jameer. Shout out Lackadays.
Shout out. Yeah, their new album came out today.
I'm actually featured on the album.
Yes, and that song is fantastic.
Thank you.
But the whole project really cool. So shout out to them. But yeah, I'm so excited to sit here and talk to you today. We were kind of talking before the podcast that you have finals coming up in a couple of weeks, but you're getting all your excitement put into your upcoming EP that you just announced, and that there's a lot to be excited about.
Definitely. Very excited.
So I'm just going to dive right in. Is that okay with you? You ready to go?
Yeah.
So during my research, as I was digging through the various pages on your website and stuff, I learned that you started singing really young in church.
I did.
What initially drew you to music, or was it just kind of something that you were forced into, like going to church with your family?
Honestly, yeah, my parents kind of put me in music. I have very vague memories of going to a youth music class when I was probably 3 years old. My mom would take me, and it was just a group of kids, and they'd teach us music. And I can't really remember what we actually did, but it was music paired with pictures, and we just learned little songs and dances to go with it. And then they also put me in piano class. And I always sang just because I like to sing. I've been singing since as long as I can remember. So I started singing at church just because I would sing on my own, even as a little kid.
It's so awesome. I mean, you think back to those little Sunday school classes, and I wish I had something like that promoted my musical growth, other than just learning about God and stuff. The musical aspect, it's become such a big part of your life. So it's great that it started so young for you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm very grateful to my mom for those classes. I think she also played me Baby Einsteins, which were these weird stimulating videos with classical music in the background. I don't know if that did anything, but I remember them.
Yeah, I remember those too. I forget who I was talking to about it the other day, but I was like, why aren't kids watching Baby Einstein anymore? If
I have kids, I'm going to make them watch Baby Einsteins because I think it did something.
Well, it definitely set you off on the right path. That's for sure. You did music pretty much your whole life. What made you want to take the leap and start writing your own music and releasing it?
I started writing music. I actually started writing music in general when I was maybe 12 or 13. I wrote a couple instrumental pieces just for piano because I was still in piano lessons then. But I wrote my first lyrical song in 8th grade, and I was inspired by the show High School Musical, the series. There's a character, Nini. She's a songwriter, so I started trying to write like her. And my parents had just gotten me a ukulele, so
perfect timing there. And that's the show that Olivia Rodrigo got really
yes
good, correct?
Yeah, she played the character Nini, so I was inspired by her.
Perfect. So seeing her journey through music kind of already set you off like with a
Yeah.
great role model.
Yeah, and from then on, I kind of just kept writing. I didn't plan on releasing at first, of course, but once I wrote enough, I kind of started thinking like, oh, I could maybe release this. I have a bunch of songs, so I started teaching myself to produce, and then I took a music production class in high school, which is what really started it.
That's awesome that your high school had that.
I
That's
know, it was great. I don't know if I would have ended out the same way if I didn't go to my high school.
Are you from Illinois? Or are you
I'm from
out of state?
Chicago.
Oh, okay. What high school then? If
I
you
went
don't
to
mind me
Lane
asking.
Tech. They have a really good music program.
That's awesome. Man, I wish more high schools had stuff like that. Again, like
I agree.
why didn't I know that was a thing until I was way too old to like pick it up? But since you started releasing, you've put out a number of singles. Dear Athena was your really popular one that
Yeah,
has nearly 241,000 streams right now.
that's
What,
crazy.
yeah. What was it like seeing that song kind of blow up, and how did it know feeling so many people were tuning in and listening to you?
Dear Athena was kind of the first song where I started to have actual fans, and it was the first time I think I started really taking social media and music more seriously. Like I started promoting myself more and actually trying to build a fan base rather than just like my first song I released, I didn't know what to expect. I just kind of released it for fun. But after having success with Dear Athena, I was like, oh, maybe I actually can like have fans and have listeners. Yeah, it was really cool to see so many people liking something I created.
How has it been to kind of see that success early, like so early in your career? I mean, it was your second song that you put
Mhm.
out. What it kind of has it like taught you? I mean, it's got to be like so many emotions, right? Like,
Mhm.
oh my God, people are listening to me. People are, are fans. They want to see
Yeah.
me perform. All that stuff. Like, it's got to be kind of overwhelming, but at the same time, so reassuring in
Yeah.
process.
There's like ups and downs. Like obviously I'm very grateful for everyone who became a fan of me through Dear Athena because there are a lot of people who that is true. And I think it really set me up for more success with my following singles, even if they weren't as popular as Dear Athena. A lot of people came back because of Dear Athena, and it taught me a lot about how to post to get views and to get followers based on my reels. But another thing that's kind of a downside of having a successful song as your second song is like you're trying to follow it up with every other release. And then I'm like thinking now whenever I write, I'm like, oh, will people like this song? So that's kind of just something I need to be a little bit better about is continuing to write for myself and not write for an audience.
I want to touch on your fan group. You have like a whole squad. See, literally the Sierra squad.
Sierra
And
Sikora.
I really enjoy how that is like just as important as the music that you're putting out. Like I
Definitely.
always see it promoted. I always see it like stuff is being posted to Sierra Squad. How
Mhm.
did that really get started? Because not a lot of people are doing that, like in the indie scene, at least, like
Mhm.
in Central Illinois in general.
The most important thing in building a career as like an artist, if you want to like succeed long term, is having a fan base. Because who's gonna go to your shows? Who's gonna listen to your music? Who's gonna buy your merch? You need people to listen to it. So, I don't really know how it started, but I had like some followers on TikTok, and they're like, "What should we call ourselves?" And I was like, I just came up with Sierra Squad, and I started making videos first, just like referring to people, like being like, if you like follow me now, you'll be like an original member in my Sierra Squad. So people were kind of drawn to that. They like feeling early, and I'm very grateful for every early person. And then it kind of just kept building up from there. Really helpful was when I got access to broadcast channels on Instagram. So I made like my Sierra Squad broadcast channel where people can join, and then I send them like messages that go to their DMs and they can see my announcements. I also had a Discord server, and I think that's really where like the heart of my fan base lives is like my Discord server, because a bunch of them are like friends with each other, like the squad members, and they talk to each other. And then like when I drop something or when I post something, they'll like talk to each other about it, and it's just really nice. And it's like more community based than just fan artists. It's like fan. So I think the Discord server and the broadcast channel are really important.
Getting those crossing lines definitely like the overall sense of community is definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
And even at the Canopy Club, like I thought it was mind blowing to see that, like, when you were up, a bunch of people were there on a Thursday, like ready for your set. And I think it's just a testament to like all the hard work that you're
Yeah.
doing with the community.
It was great. A lot of those people at Canopy that time were my friends. I invited a bunch of friends, but there were actually 2 girls there that were fans of me. They drove like an hour, and it was crazy. It was great to see them. I recognized them because they'd also come to my summer concert in August.
That is a really cool feeling when people are driving to come see you.
Mhm.
Jenny Sikora is the artist that I work with, and she has a couple fans who have driven some
That's
crazy
awesome.
distances to come see
Yeah.
her. And I know the way she lights up after she speaks to them after her set, whatever. And I just know how much that means to an artist
Yeah, it's
to have
awesome.
dedicated fans like that. I want to kind of touch on, like, you're very well versed in the business side, social media side of things, and I think that has a lot to do with all the stuff that you're a part of, because outside of the music that you're making, you're a member of GrammyU, and
Mhm.
you're a member of the Illinois Music Business Club.
Yeah.
And how have organizations like this helped you to become like so well-rounded in all of these different areas?
Mhm. So GrammyU, I've actually only been to like 2 GrammyU events so far, but they've both been good. I went to a panel with Role Model, he's an artist, and then I went to a creator summit actually just last week. And the summit was really helpful because I made a lot of connections. I met so many people. It was a great networking event. And as for Illinois Music Business Club, I'm actually on executive board. I'm VP of outreach, and that's how I got to perform at Canopy that Thursday that you were there. That was through Music Business Club. And I also am in charge of social media, weekly emails, and outreach with guest speakers. The guest speakers are really helpful in IMBC because I always try to talk to them personally after to make that connection. They have a lot of helpful insight. And it's just like good experience for marketing and like outreach. I'm also part of Star Course, which is the concert committee here. So I help put on the concerts. So we had Laundry Day, Slow Pulp, and then we're having Almost Monday next week. And I've been working those shows as security, and I'm also on the publicity committee. But other than that, I think a lot of the stuff that I do, like management, and like I manage myself, so I book all my shows. I reach out to, or I don't always reach out, but I manage like my brand deals, my social media, and my release strategy, and everything in general. And that part I didn't really learn from an organization. I kind of just taught myself over time with trial and error. And I look stuff up, like how to send a professional email. I've looked up like tips for that, how to book a show. I kind of looked up tips for that too, but that kind of self-taught.
Got a degree from YouTube University. Really?
Literally.
You can look
Google
up
University.
Google University.
Yeah.
Hearing you talk about all this stuff, like like you know your shit, and
Thank you.
that's always important to have. Like, to some people, like, they're aware of certain parts only, and
Mhm.
to see someone who kind of has a grasp on everything is very, it's nice. It's nice to
I
see.
try. I try to do what I can.
So as I talked about, like, right at the top of the episode, you announced that you have a new EP coming out later
I
this
do.
month titled Confessions. And I don't want you to spoil anything necessarily, but
Okay.
what can you tell us about the EP and what we can expect as listeners?
Okay. Yeah, Confessions is coming out May 19th. It's my debut EP. I've dropped 4 singles and 3 of them are on the EP. I've already announced that. So Astrology, Jade, and Relapse are going to be on the EP, and then there are 3 new songs. Confessions, I think I started like formulating the idea for Confessions like my sophomore year of high school, maybe my junior year. I didn't have a name right away, but I knew I wanted to like put out some body of work. I originally wanted it to be an album, but then like I grew a lot of those songs I originally planned, just they're not me anymore. And I figured, okay, let's start with an EP, something a little simpler than an album, just to put out these songs that I've been sitting on for so long. So Confessions is really it's a collection of songs I wrote like during my first few years of high school. And they're confessions, things I never said out loud, but things I wanted to confess. And it's kind of a project that I owe to my younger self because it was a lot of the songs I wrote when I was first starting to write songs and first starting to produce. So it's just like my first, I guess, my first few things that I made as an artist, even before I was a real artist.
Is it self-recorded, or did you go to a studio locally, or?
Yeah, I produced the whole album myself.
Oh, wow.
One of my friends mixed 4 of the songs, but I produced all of them, and he co-produced Jade with me. But yeah, I recorded everything either in my high school or just in a booth here.
Man, it's just you're doing everything on your own, and it's so awesome to see.
Thanks.
I'm super excited for the release, to see like you said, like kind of how you've grown, and
Yeah.
the newer sound, and hearing how things sound like completely put together. Beyond the release of Confessions, though, what else can people expect from Sierra Sikora the rest of the year?
Well,
We're still pretty early, but
I hope to drop some more, at least 2 more songs. Don't quote me on this. I like don't hold me to this, but I hope to drop 2 more songs this year, but definitely 1 after Confessions. And there are a couple songs on Confessions that I know people have been wanting, like my fans, but there are a couple songs that are not on Confessions that I know people are going to be like, why isn't this on? And trust me, I will release them, but Confessions is a very specific era in my life, and I don't want to mix it with these other songs, because these other songs are part of like maybe a future thing, and they're just a different aesthetic and a different era, different not different me that wrote it, but an older me wrote some of these other songs, and I want them to not be mixed up with the younger me, which is Confessions. So if anyone that is a fan of me is watching this, like the songs that you want, you'll get them eventually, and maybe this year, just maybe.
I like that, though. It's important to like not just completely forget who you were when you actually wrote those songs. Like if you just moved on, you'd be doing such a disservice to yourself, because you've come so far on your own, and becoming the artist that you are, and those new songs probably reflect who you are right now. But
Yeah,
having
but
those
I gotta put these out first.
right.
I owe this to myself. Like my younger self would be very proud of me for this EP, because it's the songs that she wrote, and like the songs that I'm writing now, they can wait a second.
That's awesome. Well, I'm not gonna lie, we flew through all of those questions record time. These last 2 questions, I kind of ask everyone who come on the show. It's more about the music scene in general, and you're a part of the Central Illinois music scene. Even though you're from Chicago, I still consider you in the Central Illinois music scene.
I do too.
But we're going to jump into this first question, which is the easier of the 2. The last one is always the hardest, and I'm going to put that up to you here in a second. But
Okay.
What is your favorite part about the Central Illinois music scene?
My favorite part is just how, like, I know it sounds kind of silly, but how local it is. Like, it is a smaller market, but it's like easier to get into, and it feels like everyone kind of knows. Like, I know a bunch of the bands. I don't know them personally, but like I've heard of them. I've heard of like everyone who's playing. I love house shows. That is like the best thing about the music scene in Urbana-Champaign. Like, there's just house shows every single weekend. There's like Friday, Saturday, like 3 shows a night, and people will just go and vibe to music, and it's super fun. And I feel like the music scene here is way easier to break into than Chicago. Like, Chicago's scary, and it's like a professional, but like over here it feels like, oh, you just like ask someone if you can play, and you can play. And like I feel like maybe I'm just being naive about this, but everyone that I've talked to that's part of the music industry here seems like they genuinely want to like help me, and they're very nice. But in Chicago, it feels more like people want money. They're not trying to help you. They're trying to have a business. And like it is a business here too, but it just feels a little more down to earth. And I really like how accessible the music scene is here to everyone, even if you aren't like a Nepo baby.
Yeah, I mean, the city is definitely scary in that regard. You got to be aware of like scammers and
Oh, definitely. I've been scammed.
everyone has. I've been scammed. Like it's so funny. Last night I recorded an episode with Julie, who runs Pretzel Records, and we had like a whole conversation about, hey, watch out for scammers, because they're out there. But
They are.
it is so true about the Central Illinois scene. It's just, whether you're in Champaign, Bloomington, Peoria, like everyone is so genuine and really just wants to see people win. And that's really refreshing when
Yeah, it's great.
all right. Are you prepared for the hardest question? And
I kind of forgot what it is, but hopefully.
I didn't even ask it, so it's good
Oh.
you don't remember. Who is your favorite current artist or band
Oh,
in the Central Illinois music scene?
okay.
And
Wait, I have a lot.
you can list them.
Okay. Well, obviously I have to plug Lackadays because I'm on their new album. And shout out Angelo. He is genuinely such a talented producer. He's so good. Just the whole production on their album is great. I have not seen them live, but I will. I really like Parakeet. They're kind of new. I'm friends with 3 people in the band, and they mostly do covers, but they're just like so good. Just they're like as performers and musicians, they're very good. And I would like to see them releasing some music of their own. Hollow is very good. I've played a couple shows with them. They're great. Lainey's the lead singer. She's great. Liz Allen, love her. Roselli, I'm actually friends with her too. Her music's really good, and she's one of the nicest people ever. Lily Becker, we're also friends. She doesn't have music out, but her songs are so good. There's just so many bands. I can't pick one. I'm trying to think if there's another one The Meantime is good. I've seen them a couple times. Citrus Soul, obviously, they're like the most popular band on campus. I'm just listing a lot, aren't I? Well, that's some of them. That's some of them.
No, it's perfectly okay that you're listing a lot because there are so many good bands. And I always like to say, just because Sierra didn't say you're a band, like doesn't mean you're not good. It's just everyone has favorites.
I haven't
It's okay
seen all the bands, so
it's kind of hard. Like there's so many.
There's so many bands. I didn't realize it, but like I'll be looking at all the bills for the shows, and I'm like, I've never even heard this one.
Yeah, Liz Allen's one of my favorites. Her new song "Angel" was
I
great.
listened to it last night. It was really good.
Lackadays, again, I gotta say their album is phenomenal. I listened through it this morning, and
100%.
wow, front to back, what a story! You should go listen to it. Former guests on the pod, so definitely go check it out if you haven't heard it yet. Man, Sierra, we really flew through this, but we're just being super efficient, and it's called range. Not every episode can be an hour long, so it's all good. Thank you so much for your time and coming on here and chatting with me about your journey, your music that you have coming out. Be sure to keep up with Sierra Sikora on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Sierra Sikora Music. I'm not going to spell it all out. It's a lot of letters, but it's going to be in the show notes, so you can go get it there. Sierra's new EP Confessions is out everywhere on May 19th, so be sure to go and pre-save it and make sure it is in your library the night it comes out. You're going to want it. It's going to be great. End this era of Sierra's music the right way. If you want to hear the full EP live, be sure to get out to one of her live shows. Unfortunately, her EP release show has already sold out, which is amazing. So congrats again.
Can I say, save the date, not an exact date, but mid-August, something might be happening really awesome in Chicago. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, well, there you go. Stay tuned for future shows in August from Sierra. You can also check out her Discord with the Sierra Squad. I'll put that link in the show notes as well. Her website link will be down there too. She's got a lot of links. She's covering
I designed
all of
my website myself. Please look at it.
It looks awesome. So
thank you.
Yes. But just like that, that's our show. You've been hanging out with Clubhouse Chronicles, where the sounds are hot, the stories are hotter, and the vibes absolutely off the charts. Don't forget, hit us up at our new spot on Instagram at Club Chron Pod for all the updates, news, and more on this podcast. For all things Broken Record Music Club, we are still over at Broken Record Music Club across all socials for you to check out our artists and all the other cool things we are up to. We just signed a new band. Go listen to Motus Band. If we have another band that is going to be signing, so stay tuned for that. We just announced that we're working with the great Bridget Lands of Atomic Blue Productions. She's booking for us, so go give her some love. We have a lot of stuff going on, so be sure to check us out. If you're watching on YouTube, first of all, thank you. There's not a lot of you guys, but we appreciate every last one of you. While you're there, though, please make sure to subscribe and like the video. It helps a lot. It's going to be uploaded on the Broken Record Music Club channel. There's not going to be a separate Clubhouse Chronicles channel, so you could just go there, and everything will be there. Cool video content from tours, behind the scenes stuff will be getting uploaded throughout the year, so be sure to check that out. But until next time, keep it loud, keep it proud, and remember, Central Illinois is where the music magic happens. Peace.